And I call it Vybz Kartel Trinidad promoter. Vybz Kartel Trinidad promoter get arrested. See it there? Odane Anderson and things that two charge $94 million drug bust. Odane Anderson is a promoter who pay Vybz Kartel over $1 million for perform. And they get cancelled. And they want back your money. So this is why the Trinidadian government is doing the investigation of where the money come from and see if it's money laundering. See, it was like over 4 years ago and get arrested. $94 million Trinidadian boss. See that? Two men charged before Chaguanas Magistrate today. Charged with possession of marijuana, trafficking, after being arrested during a multi-million dollar drug bust in Charlieville, right? The Selwyn Mathews of Chin Chin Road, Odane Anderson, both of them are charged, right? Yeah. Yes, and they say, and searching the container, then they have officers found over 958 boxes containing a compressed plant-like material resembling marijuana, which was weighed around 947.64 kilogram with a street value of 94,764,000 Trinidadian money. Yeah, and see it, yeah. Same producer, Odane Anderson, who claiming him fearful for his life right now. The cartel concern promoter fearful for his life. He promoter the flop DJ Vice Cartel Palmer concert is no fearful for her life. See there, Odane Anderson in name again. Run Jacko Entertainment. So he was now in trouble because he had to borrow money to fund the concert. And it's now finding it difficult to pay it back. Eh? Did he actually borrow money to fund the concert or money laundering my road? So that Trinidadian government are asking, that's why them pressure him so much. You see? That's why them pressure him so much. Did he actually borrow money? Or other illicit means? Yeah. Cartel said the fans get robbed. His supporters get robbed. So what Cartel saying after the concert get cancelled. I got robbed too. I got robbed too because right now my life is in danger because of borrowing investors' money. That's what Odane Anderson I say. So right now my life in danger. Borrow investor money and man my pre my way. And one in cannot pay it back. The shareholders have to get paid. Other service suppliers have to get paid. Yeah. Yeah man. The Trinidad police them investigate what go on so because at $950,000 was paid to cartel out of the 1.3 or 1.35 million, which was the other was to be paid upon, upon him going to the show. But everything get cancelled. Yeah, Palmer was contracted for a total of 1.35 million to perform at the concert, which also featured other foreign acts such as Malidan, Russian, Sisa Kalonji, Chronicler, and Mali. Yeah. However, after Cartel, Mali, and Russian and Sizzler, and all of them pull up the concert, due to contractor issues, Chronicler was the only foreign act who performed. And Anderson now has to prove himself to Trinidad the government who is under investigation, who is investigating how the sources of these funds. So, yeah, employing him is not really a thing against cartel. The man of a history of illicit means, and illicit funds, up into the millions of dollars. Not only millions in Trinidadian money, but into the US. Leading up to the concert, Defense Minister Wayne Sturridge had raised concern with some items on Carter's itinerary and debarred some of them, resulting in changes being made to the artist's intended schedule. Yeah, you have to kind of see why they would have problems with Carter itinerary. You see me I say? says a man that just coming from prison based on a murder charge. If anything, part of his itinerary, if anything that's going to be a part of his itinerary, will be him going to detention camps or prison and speaking to, you know, troubled or delinquent students and delinquent youth or adults and them thing there. But you can't just have him going into a regular school like that. Yeah, even though he's a big artist. Yesterday, Anderson said that Sugar Carter reluctant to come to the country. However, he argued that this should have been addressed rather than Carter abandoning his funds. He did address it. He did address it and say he's booked as an artist and he come to get perform. He was a promoter, added on stuff. So the Trinidad government had a right to not allow him to perform and go to the campus and speak to children. My problem is not with him canceling. My problem is the time he do it. If he knew he was uncomfortable with the government restriction on him, I find weeks before or days before he could have said it and make a notice to the public. Well, I'm not comfortable performing in Trinidad at the moment because the stance of the government have made preparation to pursue the shore to move forward. Yeah, that's true. Cartel could have make it known say he's uncomfortable performing in Trinidad. You see me I say? And if he's gonna keep the money, well perform at a later date. But then again, promoter you should know better. You have stipulation in there for return of cash, returns of fund. Should the artist breach him contractual obligation. Despite Anderson's claim, Atla taken social media indicated his fan that he had no issue with Trinidad government. Yeah, he can't have any issue with Trinidadian government. It's not it's not a right to perform in Trinidad. It's a privilege. That's why you have ambassadors and emissaries who go to other countries, and then sometimes the country revoke them rights to be there and send them up earlier. Country say they're gonna be there for 2 weeks. Then, like in a situation, countries get in war, and then the country where the embassy is located send them home early. So there's nothing Carter can do there but say, okay, Trinidad government right, and he hope to perform there later on and come perform for his fans. Yeah. Problem lies where the promoter took it upon himself and tried to fill Vybz Kartel itinerary with things that had nothing to do with Vybz Kartel performance. Now this is Vybz Kartel attack. I try to explain himself after the cancellation of the performance. Right? Cartel continued on about, and rightfully so. The defense minister pulled the plug on that part of the itinerary, and there's no problem here because Vybz Kartel represent for Trinidad, represent for Jamaica. As a matter of fact, represent for the entire Caribbean. Your cartel team. Yeah. He wanted to perform in Trinidad because I want to say Trinidad is like a second home. You see? Yesterday, Anderson also said up to the hours before the concert, he had offered to shuttle Cartel into the country via a private jet, but that was rejected, along with other factors to address Cartel concerns of financial breach in his contract. Also, the Anderson knew to have enough money, offered to shuttle him through private jet. You see? So I'm get clearance a private jet for shuttle Cartel in, and plus on top of the $1 million, they have a criminal background. Illicit grounds and illicit means and grounds are fully by drugs trafficking. So you can see why them cancel the show and try to search his background for where all this money for pay Vybz Kartel $1.3 million. You see me I say? Everything that take into consideration, fees you have to pay for the fees, traveling mates and managers and them to come there. Also on top of that, hotels and them thing there. So I don't know, funky hotels, you gotta run in the thousands, you see me I say? Anderson said his attorneys had written to the attorneys, the Anderson attorneys, called attorneys, representing the artists who failed to perform, requesting that they detail what were the supposed breaches in their contract before proceeding. Yeah, so, yes, so we are reading that, so. Because sister, this brother probably lost $42 million US. You see me? So I'm smart pay Carter 1.3, and I've got pay Sizzler probably close to the next 200,000. You see me, I say? And him pay chronic loss summer, probably close to 100. And I play Mali down and them Monday. And Mali, and also Russian probably not come off nothing less than 150,000 US. You see me? Also, what if money will go into commissary and them thing there? See me? police officer, police officers have get paid, security guard have get paid and thing there. You see, staging and lighting and them thing have get taken care of and them thing there. You see, and plus again, him have to pay managers and managers. Yeah, yeah man. So the promoter, Vybz Kartel promoter, him have a arrest history, and that's why Trinidad government are pressure him. Try nothing personal with Vybz Kartel. Even though them a say yeah, him choose to do the concert around carnival time, which is a bad concept because you can't really do that. You know, carnival is a big thing in Trinidad. And to have an artist like Vybz Kartel Magnet who come, you kind of take away from the publicity and the light and a cultural festival. Yes, you can see there's some type of pushback. Yeah.